This Automotive Affairs video is brought to you by Media Fleet Canada.
My name is Christian Wettach. I'm the product manager for the Rolls-Royce Phantom, and I was fortunate enough to be part of the project for the last 5 years. What I would now like to do is just to give you a bit of an introduction to this new generation of Phantom. Talking about the design, the task to the design department was quite simple. It was just saying, bring Phantom to the 21st century, but keep all the attributes a Phantom stands for. So I think the result is spot on to that task, to that brief. What you can see here right away, it's a Phantom. It has the presence, it provides the lines, it provides the size, but still it's a modern car. So, I mean, maybe just to run you through what are the highlights. Definitely, starting in the front, it's the grille, as you would expect for a Phantom. Significant size compared to the previous generation, even grew in size, in height, so it's really delivering what you expect from a Rolls-Royce Phantom from the front. Also, you already can tell that the car has done a massive step forward in terms of technology when you're looking at the headlights. So this is a full laser headlight now, delivering all the features that you would expect from such a car, and also in terms of design, nicely integrating in the more modern exterior design. If we're looking from the side, the design clearly states, I'm a Phantom, I'm a Rolls-Royce. I mean, if you look at the details, what Rolls-Royce is known for, the short overhang in the front, the long overhang in the rear. Also, what is a trademark for the car, the roofline has twice the height of the tire, so those proportions also on the 8th generation of Phantom quite clearly come through. Of course, on that car we're showing a coach line where Phantom is quite known for, plus also this is a execution as a two-tone, and especially on the new generation Phantom, a feature that is really working well as it underlines some of the body lines and quite nicely divides the top part from the lower part. Looking at the rear of new Phantom, quite an impressive part of the car. What is the focus here is the tapering. So even though it's a large car, from the rear it's really kind of like reducing the size by nicely tapering to the end, showing those elegant lines. And what you can see here, adding a bit of sportiness. You see the visible exhaust pipes. Again, the lights, quite modern execution, fit nicely into the overall composition of the car. And if we want to have a look into one of the details, I could open the boot for you, where you can already see some of the changes that had happened in the new development. So it's a big boot, significant size. It's 548 liters of space, as you would expect for such a big car. Also in the boot there's enough space to carry your luggage. What you have to understand on the development of Phantom VIII, it's a completely new development. So the engineering team started from a white piece of paper at the start, and the platform is the start into a new era for Rolls-Royce. Phantom is doing the beginning, is doing the start for it. We call it the architecture of luxury. So what it means is, this is a platform that will be used for all future Rolls-Royce models, starting with Phantom. And to give you a bit of a background on the technology, it's an all aluminium platform, an all aluminium chassis, plus also the bodywork is in aluminium. Why that? Aluminium provides a low weight and high rigidity, and that's exactly what we're looking for at the Phantom. The construction on this car, in comparison to the generation before, for example, is carrying 30% more of a torsion rigidity, which is a big step forward when it comes down to driving precision and also comfort, because the damping on the car is much easier once you have a more rigid chassis. So one of the main focuses in the development was the improvement of what we call the magic carpet ride, the driving experience, the riding experience for the Phantom. I mean, Phantom VII, the 7th generation, already is well known for in that discipline, and we did quite a bit of focus in various areas to really improve the magic carpet ride. For example, the suspension is really important if you want to add comfort to your car. So the suspension is an air suspension, similar concept as the previous generation, but completely redeveloped in any aspect. So just to give you an idea, talking about the air struts, they increased significantly in size. 30 to 40% more air volume is applied depending on which axle you're looking at. Also in the suspension area, some news in terms of technology. So we, for the first time, have a four-wheel steering, which means also the rear wheels are included in the maneuver when you're turning your steering wheel. And that's again a feature that is contributing to additional comfort. Imagine if you're doing, for example, a lane change with a car with a front axle steering. You're always doing two movements. The car pushes you in two directions. First you're coming over, and then it's pushing you back. Once you're having four wheels that are supporting your move, they're moving in the same direction, and your movement is rather just a shifting over, and there is no pushback. So for the passengers in the car, it's less of a movement, and therefore it's much more comfortable. Also, the new generation Phantom has an active roll stabilization, again contributing massively towards the comfort. So it means you can control the roll of the car in any situation, and that helps to prevent, once you're doing a bend, a roundabout, a sharp turn, that the car is rolling too much, keeping the passengers again in position, adding to this feeling of comfort inside the car. But comfort is not only about what the suspension does, it's also about the level of noise you're experiencing inside the car. And again, there was a significant focus in that area just to make sure that the already low noise level on the last generation even can be improved. One of the features in that area is happening in the area of the tires. So those tires carry an additional sound insulating foam, which means already where sound is created, and you all know that a rolling tire can be quite noisy, the sound is then already cancelled right away and will not travel inside the cabin and will not be heard by the passengers. On top of that, just to complete the story on the tires, it's what it's called a seal technology. So the tire can heal itself. Damages up to 5 millimeters will be healed immediately. There is a layer of jelly inside the tire as well, that once you have a damage, will go into the damage and seal it from the inside. Talking about the sound aspect a little bit more, there are various other areas that have undergone a additional treatment. So, I mean, the obvious one is the passive sound insulation. Of course, the car carries sound dampening material in any area that you can think of. Is it the doors? Is it the floors? Any cavity you can think of is filled with some sort of deadening material. Plus, one quite interesting feature also is the headliner. It's a dedicated, what we call a sound deadening system. It consists of various layers of foam to make sure we're maximizing that feature, and it means any sound that goes into the headliner is staying in there, it's not coming out, and therefore reducing the sound level in the car in addition. Talking about the magic carpet ride, I mean, there is obviously no ride without an adequate propulsion, and the new generation Phantom comes with a V12 twin turbocharged 6.75 liter engine, and it produces 570 horsepower and a maximum torque of 664 foot-pound. It's connected to an 8-speed transmission, and that again is connected to the rear axle. It's a rear wheel driven concept. So we're now inside the Phantom in the front row, and just showing you around a little bit. Definitely the highlight in here is what we call the gallery. And the gallery is a new stage inside Phantom. Phantom is all about personalization, so what we're having here is the next level, the next step in personalization. It is a room in the fascia, a volume in the fascia that is protected by a single piece of toughened glass, where at the end you can put in any kind of material that you can think of. As it's protected, you're talking about precious materials, you can think about art pieces to go in there, because they are protected, and therefore you can't touch them, you can't destroy them. Other than that, in terms of interior, of course we're using the finest materials, plus also always important for Phantom, it is a calm interior. So you will always see very calm lines. It's all hidden technology wise. If you don't need it, you can hide it, just to make sure that the sanctuary inside the car is also supported visually. Now we are in the rear of the Phantom. That's somehow what the Phantom stands for. That's where you want to sit. I'm now behind the passenger seat, so that's probably where the owner would sit, the most important seat. And to show you some of the improved features, of the new features, let me just guide you through. You all know the system that we're having on the 7th generation of Phantom with the TV screens. You want to have TV screens, but as said before, on a Phantom you want to hide it in the first place. So that means they are covered once you're not using them, but just by the press of a button you can bring down the cover and you can bring out the TV screen and then operate it just from the controller in the middle of the car. Once you had enough, again, just pressing the button will store away your TV screen, cover it up, and you have your sanctuary, your full sanctuary back again. Also, very important in a Phantom, I mean, it's a signature feature on Phantom, is the Starlight headliner. And I'm quite proud to say that on new Phantom, Starlight headliner has significantly increased in size, and therefore it's now running all the way from the rear to the front of the car. We are right now in a standard wheelbase car, which is the shorter version, but the Starlight headliner already provides 1144 stars, so it's quite nice impression of the real Starlight. Talking about the comfort in the rear of the Phantom, there's one feature that adds to the comfort, the electrical footrest. The way it works, by the press of a button, you can adjust the angle of your feet, which is quite nice because you really find the position easily, which is the most comfortable for you, and also just relaxing your feet whilst you are driven in the car. Complementing with that, you have a fully adjustable seat, so any position you fancy, you can put yourself in by just using the buttons on the side of your middle armrest. In combination with the footrest, definitely you will get to the point where it's really easy to fall asleep and very, very comfortable. And then for your convenience, in the back of the car, you can also have a cool box, which caters for one bottle and is set up, in this case, for a bottle of champagne. So quite nice gesture. You open it, the bottle will get towards you. It's nicely stored away, which means even once you've opened it, it will go back into the fridge in place and you can't spill the champagne. Plus also the cool box comes with 2 champagne glasses. The nice thing about it is they are also stored inside the cool box, which means the first time you take them out, they are nicely chilled to make sure that your champagne is really cold once you're having a sip in the rear of the car. To show you another Rolls-Royce feature, also Phantom feature, each of the coach doors is carrying an umbrella, nicely stored away in here, so in case it rains you're already prepared. Plus also I would like to demonstrate to you a new feature. It's one of my favorites. It's a surprise and delight feature. So as you know, from the inside you can press a button to close the door. This is now possible from the exterior as well. So just touching the handle, the door will magically close. So as a summary, Phantom VIII has come a long way. It was a labor of love in terms of development and delivering the car, and it's definitely on the next level in any sense, in any discipline that Phantom stands for. Comfort, driving experience, and also the level of personalization. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the brief walk around of the new Rolls-Royce Phantom in the 8th generation.